Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Man, this is some exciting times we are in right now.
Boy, is that the truth. That's probably an understatement, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but I'm glad everyone's taking some time out of their busy schedules. If you're like me, you can't wrap up one Zoom meeting before you can start the next one on time. So appreciate everybody being here today, and sure we'll have some more. Will be joining with us shortly. I don't need to go through the spiel here. Everybody knows what this group's about, and hopefully we're getting to know each other a little better each and every week, so that we feel comfortable, referring business to each other. Having amazing opportunities working with each of you. Bill and I were able to meet for lunch in person. That's not done very often these days. So that was a really refreshing networking opportunity to go have lunch with Phil and meet one of his clients. That it's a really synergistic relationship that I think is going to help with our Fountain of Youth program tremendously. So looking forward to building on that relationship. So I hope each and every one of you can also have similar success stories. So if anyone would like to share, this is a good time to speak up, and you can talk about any of the relationships that are happening and being built here. Mike Hayes and I are working on a really exciting project right now. We've got a couple of fantastic interviews on coming up. Some of you might be know who Phil or Bill Walton is. He's a longtime NBA basketball player that is now a sportscaster, and so we've got him coming. We don't have the date yet, but we'll let you know when that podcast drops with Bill. That'll be a lot of fun. Stephen Hunter, also former NBA player. He was a center here at the Phoenix Suns for a little while, and he's got an event coming up early December that we're going to help promote, and he'll be on Mike's podcast as well. So I guess they're really vodcasts, right? Because they're video as well as audio. So yeah, so some fun, exciting things, and then that are coming our way. I hope you guys are making those same relationships and finding some value out of this group and getting together. Excited to hear from Patrick today. He's was gracious to push back his presentation a week so that we could fit Richard in with a time sensitive matter. And that program that Richard talked about last week, I've already got several people that are looking into that to see if they qualify. Unfortunately, I don't qualify for that tax credit. We got it through the corporate side. I didn't have the LLC set up in time for Foy Therapy, the Fountain of Youth, to take advantage of that. But we did get some help with the employee retention credit and tax credit for those COVID years for our own employees at ServeRx. So, but anxious to hear from Patrick. Are you going to share anything?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Would you allow me to share my screen? Yeah, please.
Yeah, you should have that ability, and look forward to hearing from you.
Right. Hold on a minute. Right. What can you see?
Your screen.
Okay.
Breakthrough.
Listen, it's great to be here. I really so enjoyed Thursday afternoons because one of the first words that connected with me was that you are all a bunch of disruptors, And I love that. It means that people are thinking differently and they're asking questions and they're wondering about why don't people ask more questions? But I love the other aspect, the expertise that we all have and pooling it together, and there's a learning outcome every Thursday for me. But look, I'll start off by asking a question, and the question is, do you believe that your health is your greatest wealth, and it's your responsibility to invest into it? Is living in a healthy, vibrant body important to you? If the answer is yes, then it's time to unwrap a huge breakthrough that is ASEA redox. I always think a great place to start is to clear up and decide what ASEA is not. I have to change these slides. That's not working. Oh, yeah. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, ASEA is not. So, as you can see there, it's not a vitamin supplement. It's not a mineral supplement. It's not an antioxidant formula. It's not an exotic juice, an essential oil, or a CBD oil. Nothing wrong with these things. They're just not ASEA. This technology goes beyond nutrition, it goes beyond ingredients, and yet it can impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. For many people, this technology represents the missing link to better health and vitality. This is a new category of science. It's cutting-edge technology, and for 2 decades, science said that it was impossible. Hold on, I move that screen over. Why doesn't that move over? Can you see that? Because
Yeah, I know when you present on Zoom, all of your controls for Zoom kind of get in the way. Just move them out of the way. We see your screen just fine. So
right. Thank you. It's a cutting-edge technology, and for 2 decades, science said what was inside the blue bottle, this blue bottle, they said it was impossible. But now we have done this, and today health experts around the world are calling ASEA redox the single greatest health science breakthrough that we will see in our lifetime. Now, we've got to realize that our bodies are the most complex communication network on this earth. Every second of every day, our cells are communicating critical messages for health, healing, and repair. And any breakdown in that signaling, and you cannot achieve your full health potential. This signaling impacts every system, every organ, every function of your body. If your cells can't signal, then little else matters. So the challenge is with age, diet, stress, toxins, we begin to make less of these signaling molecules, and it's about a 10% decline for every decade of our lives. So by the age of 50, you're running on about half the signaling that you had when you were younger. Let me see. So, and here's an example of signaling. Your home's on fire, you call the fire department, and they, with the big fire truck and the firefighters, the fire hoses, the pumps, everything they need to put the fire out. However, they don't have a resource, well, they don't have a resource problem, as I said there earlier, but what they do have is a signaling problem. What if they don't get the message? What if they don't know where the problem is? What the problem is, how serious it is, the problem is your home goes up in smoke. Again, it was not a resource problem, it was a signaling problem. So here are 2 of the most powerful words you can ask yourself. What if you could amplify this critical cell signal and empower your body to work like it's supposed to? That would be powerful. So, so here we're introducing ASEA redox, the world's first and only cell signaling supplement. This technology is backed by 7 patents, over 200 trade secrets. No other company in the world has this technology. Nobody, no competition, no copycats. Now, but let's address the elephant in the room. You see, when you pick up a bottle of ASEA, you're going to spin it round as you would in any case to see what the ingredients are. And this is what we've been trained to do. You want to know what the magical, mystical ingredients are that are allowing you to feel better. And you're going to look for things like goji berries, acai fruit, Irish moss, and chlorella. And all these are wonderful, powerful superfoods. And you're going to find none of them in this bottle. What you're going to discover, two of the most humble ingredients on the planet. And we will say, how on earth can the most advanced health technology be made from two humble ingredients, salt and water? You have to understand that these signaling molecules that we're talking about, the only way you can make their atomic structure is from sodium, chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. That's it. You can't make them out of flour, eggs, and sugar. You can't make them out of strawberries and blueberries and goji berries. You can only make them out of salt and water. Your 75 trillion cells are little bags of salt water, and your little energy packs, your mitochondria, are making these molecules out of salt and water. We're just basically, what we're doing here is we're basically stabilizing these cells on a massive scale outside the body. And what we're able to do is to stabilize them in quantities. The next slide. So that is what science said was impossible. Now, we're stabilizing very high energy reactive molecules that have never been until now stabilized outside the body. We're the only company in the world that can do this, and we created the first signaling technology, ASEA readout. 5 years later, we stabilized these molecules into a gel, and we call it Renew 28. We have now institutions around the world, scientific institutions, universities, wanting to partner with us to study this technology. When you have a new breakthrough, it goes through phases. The ridicule phase, the unbelievable phase. Come on, what can salt and water do? Look, at everything's known about salt and water. Then the opposition, the holistic group, whoever. Today, we are moving to a place of acceptance. The world is beginning to realize what this technology is about. As I said, universities are now catching on and waiting to partner with us because they realize we have something very unique and very special. So one of the studies that we did with a very reputable laboratory, Torre Labs, they do a lot of work for Ancestry.com, which you probably have heard about. Torre Labs is a leading genetic laboratory, and an 8-week study with them, a double-blinded placebo study, discovered not only can this technology signal at a cellular level, but it can signal at the profound depths of a genetic level. And that is a game changer. This highlights we could increase signaling at the genetic level in 5 very important signaling pathways by up to 31%. Increase in that signaling. Now, these 5 pathways directly correlate with 5 areas of your health: your immune system, your inflammatory response, your cardiovascular health, your digestive health, and your hormone balance. So now, where am I now in slides? Oh yeah, so 5 very important areas of health impacted at the genetic level to 31%. You begin to see why this is a breakthrough. Now, I want to go one step further, and again, I don't want to get lost in the science here, even though I have science available if you're interested. but you do have to realize how deep this goes. One of those gene signaling pathways, for instance, on screen now, the EGR1, they don't give them very nice names, but fancy names. That's one of these pathways. That one pathway opens up, as you can see on the screen, 15 signaling pathways. You can see the circle around pathway 4. It's called NRF2. I hope you can see that. Some of you may be familiar with NRF2 pathways. Is the main genetic switch that literally switches on your antioxidant production. Now, I'm not talking about antioxidants and fruits and berries. I'm talking about master antioxidants that regulate your body. Glutathione, superoxide dismutase. And what we discovered is we switched this on. We increased NRF2 pathways activation by up to 60%. This was a double university study completed by the University of Western Australia and the University of Bath in the United Kingdom. And so this has a huge impact on antioxidant production. We already know that we could increase the efficacy of glutathione by 800%. If you understand what glutathione is and its role in the body, you're probably saying, wow. It is the king of all antioxidants, and we increase its efficacy of glutathione by 800%. So although a C redox is not an antioxidant supplement, it's important. Its impact on antioxidant health is absolutely staggering. This is why people are feeling better than ever before. It's the missing link for better health and vitality. Get the next one. So you can see here the changes in our lives. So our skin, aging, stressors, work, lifestyle, whatever, diminishing cellular communication, about 10% per decade. The whole cellular repair process becomes slow and sluggish, and you begin to see and feel the effects of aging. So let's shift gears a little. So I want to jump into the athletic advantage. You'll see there a series of names of Olympic gold medalists, Iron world champion, Ironman world champion, pickleball, is it? Pickleball champion, Ironman triathlete. One of the most interesting ones, I think, is at the bottom on the right there, Sean Burke, who was a former service person who was in the special forces, and he shared with us that, he's talked about this in a testimonial, where the big secret for veterans is that they don't want to quite sleep, because then they have to reflect on what the things they didn't like doing, what they did do, and they don't dream. But he's now dreaming again. So, but look we've noticed that athletes are seeing improvements in endurance and recovery, and we wanted to know why. So mice were tested using a treadmill, and guess what? The mice drank ASEA, ran 29% further to exhaustion. This was only in 7 days. Mice don't run 29% further for nothing. Something was going on. What we discovered is that mice were burning more fat as fuel. Fat is a much better source of fuel. But if you ever try to lose some, it's a bit harder to tap into. It's much easier to burn your sugars. Most people do in cardiovascular exercises, they're just burning sugars. They're not necessarily burning fat. What we found was there was about a 30% shift in the metabolism into fat burning mode over sugar building. So our athletes were seeing this tremendous improvement in endurance and recovery. So now we've got Olympic world-class swimmers, triathletes, Ironmen, etc., particularly those involved in endurance sports. So the next slide is So what we did as well, once we changed this into a gel. It took us 5 years to switch this into a gel. You can see here that for skin, you see the bottle there, Renew 28. We found that Renew 28, you don't have to take our word for it. We have independent studies with world-class scientific institutions that are studying our products. Dermatast, one of the top dermatological institutes in Germany, they gave us a 5-star seal of excellence. Number one, because the product is very pure, non-toxic, and number two, very effective. In a 4-week study, a 20% or more improvement in skin elasticity, in the reduction in wrinkles, depth and tone and texture. All of these things that can start to make you look younger. We saw improvements in stretch marks, cellulite, other signs of aging, age spots, redness, and irritation. A lot of teenagers should have this, really. So we've even found that when you have somewhere that hurts, sore joints, muscles, you rub on Renew. We find that 3 applications in 5 minutes was perfect. Over 90% of people see a significant reduction in their discomfort. This gives you a really good idea of how foundational signaling molecules are. Look what we were talking about: redness and irritation, skin spots, wrinkles, elasticity, tone, stretch marks, cellulite, pains, and all that kind of stuff. Now, I could not lift my arm more than 30, 40 degrees. I put on this, I went and had a scan, and I was told I need surgery. I said, hold on. So I kept putting on the Renew, and now I can lift my arm up like this. So this worked for me. This worked for me. So to move on, there's a lady here that I met in the next screen, where she had, in March 2019, she had a Mohs surgery to remove all the bad cells from an aggressive cell dividing condition. The surgeon had to cut, I can't believe this, but anyway, look, she was drinking ASEA and using Renew 28, and after 5 months, she's there on the right. My goodness me. I had a picture taken with her. I met her in America, and she is just, I mean, it's amazing. Skin. I was out cutting the hedge last summer, and I got a bite, and I thought to myself, wow, that's swelling up badly. I thought I was conscious of Lyme disease. So I put on Renew 28, and within a couple of days, it cooled down right away, but in a couple of days it was gone. So this is exciting stuff. It's essential to have this. I would advise anybody to get a tube of this for your first aid kit. Burns, you know, I mean, you cut your finger, you're making dinner and you cut your finger by accident, of course. And a signal goes to the point of the cut, and the repair starts. The blood stops and the repair process starts. That is a signal. And then you put on this Renew 28 and you improve the circulation and the signaling, and it improves it. You get better quickly. So so really what happens when you start to apply these signaling molecules, these high energy molecules inside and outside the body. And that's what Barbara did, you know. Now, a quick plug for Redox Mask. We just launched this product a few months ago. We then actually figured out how to take these molecules and Renew 28 and add an ultra pure bentonite clay. And I'm told by those using it, I haven't used it yet because I can't get it in Europe. It's not available in Europe yet, that it extracts the toxins out of your skin, and you replenish the skin with Renew 28, and it's proving very effective. And often people are seeing results in just 2 or 3 applications with this redox clay mask. So there are our signaling technology. I mean, this is a breakthrough in cell signaling. We have 4 product divisions in total, but clearly our cell signaling is our cornerstone division. But we have beautiful skincare. We have fantastic nutritional products, very high quality ingredients that are built for biodiversity. Remember, when it comes to nutrition, you are what you absorb, not what you eat. These are highly absorbent, high quality nutritional products. And the most recent launch was Cell Performance. They are functional beverage drinks. Again, very healthy. Redox Energy to fight fatigue, Redox Mind to fight brain fog, and Redox Mood, like a big, deep breath of relaxation for the brain. And then most recently, Redox Radiance. This is proving very successful because it's no longer built, it's built from plant-based products and no more use of horse hooves, fish skins, and all that nasty stuff. So it's one step available to be used by the body. But let me wrap up this section just by restating what is actually going on. Hopefully you begin to see why we call this the most significant health science breakthrough of our lifetime. And another way to think about this technology is it's so foundational. When you're building a home, you're building a house. You need the bricks, the mortar, the wood, the glass, the doors, the pipes, and all the building materials. Think of that as the nutrition for your body. You need the calcium, the zinc, and the boron, and the iron, etc. But what is the house sitting on? Typically, it's sitting on a strong, stable foundation in your body. That foundation is signaling. And I'll say it again. If your cells cannot signal, then little else matters. The cracks will start to appear in your health, just like they would start to appear in your home. This is something I truly believe in, because I and many others have made such progress. It can't harm you, and it might do you some good. And it's also a business for those who are interested in. We're trading in 34 countries, and we're going to make this a household name in the next 2 to 5 years. And I thank you all for your patience. And I had to work on that, I had to put a bit of work into that script,
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you. So, question. First off, thank you, Patrick, for the presentation. And knowing this group, that's very brave to talk about something dealing with health and wellness when we have some pretty amazing experts here in the group. And so, I'm certain there's going to be some questions here. The first question I have is, what is the measurement mechanism? How are you testing these results? I know you said that you have independent studies that are doing this. And if you want to stop sharing your screen, we can all get back into the room here and see each other when they raise
hold
hand.
on a minute. I'm trying to do that. Hold on.
I can do it. Well,
can you? Oh, great.
So, I could take over real quick and then stop.
Oh, well done, Breck. Oh my gosh.
Then I'll just stop sharing and then we're okay.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, well done. Yeah. So the question is, how do we measure?
Yep.
Well, I don't know is the answer. But what I do know is we give this out to these laboratories that verify on a sample basis so many percentage of each sample, and there's a very rigorous testing process. For instance, we are registered with the FDA. We have audits on a regular basis, and they're all available.
Mm-hmm. So maybe Armand or Damar, you could respond to that. I mean, how are they finding out that this is an 800% increase in glutathione or thiamide? Am I saying it right? Yeah. What is that?
Glutathione.
Is that a blood test? Is that
Glutathione? Glutathione is a high level
glutathione.
antioxidant. Your body makes it. Well, I don't have a lot of comment on it at this point. I mean, signaling is an important element, but I'm not sure. I really don't have anything I can really add to it at this point, other than
But where do you measure that? Through a blood test?
Well, I don't know how they're measuring it. They don't have I'm not aware of a blood test that says, hey, here's how much glutathione you produce. For me, now doesn't mean that they don't have one. I haven't seen it in all the stuff that I've looked at, but I can check to see, hey, is there a way to measure glutathione? But glutathione is critical. I mean, I've actually experimented with glutathione injections to see how they would work, and I don't recommend that to anybody either.
Yeah, your body's amazing. It can do it itself when allowed the opportunity to, right?
Well, you need nutrition for your glutathione. Glutathione is an antioxidant, so you need the nutrition to help make it. Okay, but how this signaling works, I don't know if this signaling is related to your different sirtuins. We have 7 different sirtuins, which what that means is silent information regulators. I don't know if it interjects with that, because what the sirtuins are the part of the epigenetic code. The epigenetic code is it's like a CD that reads the genetic code, which is your hard drive. So the CD, as we age, it gets scratches on it. So maybe the signaling helps to improve those scratches and repair them, because their science says that you can repair these scratches based on David Sinclair and his analysis from Harvard, that it is fixable. But you have 7 sirtuins you have to focus on, and there's NAD is a sirtuin, which is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, but that's your energy system. You need to have that. If you don't have it, you die within minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can take supplements for that. So I don't know how the signaling works based on what he's saying there. I mean, obviously, you got sodium chloride. You got the sodium is a really critical element with anything else. So I can't really say a whole lot.
Bob, like me, his wife is a lot smarter than him, and my wife's a lot smarter than me. She's she's an RN, may have some insights on this. I don't know if she's in the room there, Bob, or not, or she's out and about, but I thought this topic would be pretty interesting to her. Yeah, you'll have to have her watch the replay. But other questions for Patrick?
Just to fill in there for a moment, what Armand said there, you see, when we start to compare